Then Kick decides he will jump from the town's tallest peak, Dead Man's Drop. Kick learns that Bill Stumps is coming to Mellowbrook again. But this time, meeting him won't be easy. After Kick's spectacular stunt, he loses his helmet. The whole family is watching Tina some time. While performing a stunt, something feels off. Now, talking about the last episode of Kick Buttowski, in the final episode, Kick becomes Rock Coolad, the hero who saves everyone from the enemies. The story begins with Buttowski, a 10-year-old boy whose dream is to become the world's greatest daredevil. He sets out with his best friend Gunther to perform different feats. But whenever he tries to do something, his older brother Brad interferes in everything. Everyone starts thinking Kick is useless and they laugh at him. Then Kick decides he will jump from the town's tallest peak, Dead Man's Drop. Using an iron board, Kick makes the jump. But due to bad luck and not taking the turn at the right time, he has a terrible accident.
So bad. Biscuits.
Then everyone starts making fun of him again, and Brad mocks him the most. But this is even better, he says. Because of Brad's taunts, Kick decides to jump again. But Kick's parents don't want to let him go. They tell Brad to stop him. Brad stops Kick and locks him in his room. With Gunther's help, Kick escapes and goes to jump again. Brad follows him and jumps too. Finally, this time Kick takes the turn at the right moment, completes his stunt, and proves himself. And this time Brad ends up in the same condition Kick was in last time.
Dad, say cheese. Another internet classic.
In the next episode, our hero learns that his idol, Bill Stumps, is coming to Mellowbrook. Bill Stumps is a big daredevil who can do everything with one hand. But because Kick spends the whole day trying, he falls asleep at the wrong time and doesn't wake up. The next day Kick learns Bill Stumps is coming to Mellowbrook again. But meeting him won't be easy this time, as you need a golden key that only comes inside a drink called Cheetah Chug. Kick and Gunther go to Wade to get the drink, but unfortunately he has already sold them all. Still, being a good friend, Wade gives them a secret stash. With Gunther's help, Kick gets the golden key. But now the problem is, how will they reach the arena? Kick asks everyone, but no one can take him. At the last moment, Wade comes to help. They're about to head out in Wade's car when it breaks down too. Then Kick gets an idea. He makes Gunther drink all the Cheetah Chug. Gunther gains cheetah-like power, puts Kick in his mouth, and sprints at cheetah speed. Kick's speed is so fast he kicks Bill Stumps, ends up alone in the monster truck, and performs all the stunts himself. Bill Stumps is so impressed that he's about to give Kick his signed book.
You got the makings of a daredevil, son. What's your name?
Kick Buttowski.
In the next episode, Kick finally gets Bill Stumps' signed book, which he had been waiting for a long time. But due to constant bump-ins between Gunther and Kick, the books get swapped, and when Kick goes home and excitedly starts reading, he realizes the book has been exchanged. Before he can return it, Gunther has already returned the book to the library. He says the librarian is stricter than a school teacher and never returns anything once it's in her hands. Still, Kick goes to ask for the book, and the librarian granny acts like a little kid, saying, "I won't give it," and shuts the door.
एक नंबर की खड़ूस है। चलो आइसक्रीम खाते हैं।
Kick decides he will get the book back no matter what. With Gunther's help, he sneaks into the library at night. He's about to slip out with the book when the librarian granny catches him and swaps the books again.
ये तो मेरी किताब है।
कुछ भूल गए हो।
आंटी हंसती बहुत है। एक और कोशिश करता हूँ। मेरे दोस्त, मुझे अंदर जाना होगा।
रुको, तुम्हें कुछ कपड़ों की जरूरत है।
Kick tries again, this time fully prepared, and sneaks back into the library. Granny also brings out her special weapon.
क्या बात है, नानी का तो जवाब नहीं। अड़ियल नानी और जिद्दी किक के बीच की लड़ाई क्या रंग लाएगी दोस्तों?
In the end, Kick defeats Granny, gets his own book back, and returns Gunther's sandwich. In the next episode, Brad fully exploits being the older brother. He beats up Kick so much that Kick decides to
I
take
need
revenge.
to step up my game.
You'd need to be like a super ripped pro wrestler to beat Brad. Too bad there's no wrestling academies in Mellowbrook.
So he joins a wrestling arena run by Shogun Sensei. Sensei is also an older brother, and his rule is that he doesn't train little brothers, so he throws Kick out. Later, Kick trains under Paper Cut Peterson.
Papercut Peterson, at your service!
You're gonna teach me to wrestle. My older brother keeps beating me up.
Older brothers? I hate older brothers. All right, I'll teach you.
There, he learns about Peterson's past. Shogun is his older brother who deceitfully took over his arena. Kick decides to take revenge on Brad and Sensei. A tag match is set, Paper Cut Peterson and Kick on one side, Shogun Sensei and Brad on the other. At first, Peterson overpowers Sensei, but once again Sensei defeats Peterson by cheating. Then it's Brad versus Kick. Brad beats on Kick, but thanks to training and dedication, Kick defeats him. Again, they resort to cheating and capture Gunther. This time, Peterson returns to his true form and finally beats both Shogun and Brad, throwing them out of the arena. The next story starts with everyone treating Kick like a little kid, which he actually is.
Is that your baby brother?
No!
He's so cute!
You want cute? I'll give you cute.
Kick decides he will break out of this image and do something big. Then Rowdy Remington shows up and offers him a performance on a football show, but doesn't tell him the full truth. Excited, Kick signs the contract and starts preparing. On the day of the show, Kick learns he only has to wear a goofy costume and dance on stage, which he can't tolerate. Instead of wearing the costume, he uses people's cars to build a giant dinosaur and enters the show. Everyone is shocked and excited. Kick gets a different kind of motivation and starts performing stunts. But there's a disaster. The dinosaur is so big it hits the backboard, short circuits, goes out of control, and starts wrecking everything. It's about to crush Gunther's doll, but Kick shuts the machine down just in time. The angry audience is about to swarm Kick, so he quickly puts on the costume and starts dancing. In the next episode, while Kick is performing a stunt, he notices his new neighbor, Wacky Jackie, who is a huge fan of Kick.
Daredevil, can I have your autograph?
Kick takes Jackie's obsession normally in the start and she spends a lot of time with him. Seeing Jackie and Kick together makes Gunther feel very jealous. Gunther even tries to warn Kick, but Kick doesn't pay attention. Soon, Kick realizes Jackie is crazy about him and her obsession is on another level, exactly what Gunther had warned. She follows him everywhere. To shake Jackie off, Kick gets Gunther's help. At first, Gunther acts pricey, but later agrees. He makes a plan. Kick will behave like a perfect, well-mannered kid, following every rule and doing everything Jackie doesn't like, so she'll lose interest. That's exactly what happens. Seeing the change, Jackie stops chasing him, at least for now. Then a heavy snowfall hits the town. Kick wakes up to find everything covered in snow. He thinks school will be cancelled and he won't have to go. He and Gunther build a big ramp for fun, but their school bus arrives anyway. They learn the entire town is shut down, but their school is still open.
Except Mellowbrook!
And all because of Candle. No matter the storm or sickness, if the school bus shows up at the doorstep, you must go to school. The foolish bus driver drives right over the ramp Kick and Gunther built, loses control, and the bus goes off track, getting stuck in the snow. Kick promises that he and Gunther will rescue everyone. They head out to get Wade's help, facing many difficulties, but they don't give up. Just as they're about to pass out, Wade appears. Kick, Gunther, and Wade set out with Oscar's help to save everyone. They bring everyone to the school only to find school has just been dismissed. Another episode starts with Gunther giving the neighbors a tour of the Kick Buttowski Museum, displaying Kick's priceless items, his broken helmet, skateboard, and many things he uses in stunts. We see Kick's first trike. As Kick is talking about his trikes, his little sister Brianna runs off with them. She decorates Kick's trike. Seeing this, Kick gets very angry. He tries to stop Brianna, but she doesn't listen and takes the trike away. While chasing her, Kick learns she took it to perform in a pageant show, where Brianna wants to defeat her big rival, Penelope Peterson. After seeing Penelope's performance, Brianna is demotivated, but Kick encourages her. Motivated, Brianna performs a daring routine with stunts. The judges and everyone are impressed. In the end, Brianna defeats Penelope and wins first prize. In the next episode, Kick and Gunther are excited to watch Rock Callahan's newly released movie. Mouth tells them his brother Pansy is the assistant manager at the theater and is very strict. Still, they buy tickets. Pansy allows only Gunther inside because he spots Kick running and already holds a grudge against him, so he denies Kick entry and even tears his ticket. Kick decides he will get inside no matter what. After many attempts, he fails.
Here's your own private concession stand, loser!
Told you nobody's ever beaten him.
Mouth, even his own brother.
He and Mouth stay outside. Finally, they team up and, with Gunther's help, make a plan to sneak in. But Pansy finds out and chases them. To save himself, Mouth kisses Kendall and then Pansy calls bodyguards to catch Kick and Gunther. Kick fights like a hero and beats the bodyguards, but they still get cornered. Just then, Mouth turns on the sprinklers, forcing Pansy to refund everyone. In the end, Kick, Gunther, and Mouth enjoy the movie peacefully. In another episode's opening, Kick makes a smashing entrance. Jackie sees him and starts snapping pictures. Gunther realizes he and Jackie share many similarities, both belong to Viking families, both love berry pie, and both like Kick and his action. Gunther falls in love with Jackie at first sight and confesses to Kick. Kick decides to help Gunther so that Gunther gets Jackie and Kick gets rid of her. Kick even trains Gunther, but Jackie doesn't notice him. Gunther remembers Jackie once said she would only marry someone who jumps off Videomaker's Peak. So he dresses like Kick and decides to jump off Videomaker's Peak. He tells everyone and heads out. There, he waits for Jackie to arrive. Kick warns that it's dangerous and Gunther could get badly hurt. Gunther ignores him and accidentally jumps. To save him, Kick jumps too. In the end, Gunther successfully jumps off Videomaker's Peak, and Jackie finally notices him. Marry me.
And marry me.
I do.
Congratulations, Gunther. Way to go, Gunther. You got the girl, and I got rid of the girl.
I just love a man who can take a hit from a bear. I'm gonna make a blog and start following you all around.
In the next episode, after a spectacular stunt, Kick loses his helmet and becomes very demotivated without it. He feels the helmet is his lucky charm and he is nothing without it. Gunther suggests getting a new helmet, but Kick refuses. For Kick, it wasn't just a helmet, it was like a body part. To motivate him, Gunther calls him to Videomaker's Peak, where Kick also meets his idol Bill Stumps. Bill tells him his true power isn't in the helmet, but within himself. Even Bill's words don't motivate him. Then Gunther gives Kick a dose of Video Mix, and finally Kick realizes the strength is in him, not the helmet. For a Viking-style final goodbye to the helmet, Gunther arranges a ceremony on a boat. Suddenly the boat stops, and Kick finds his helmet right there.
Baby, I am back!
Another episode begins with Kick and Gunther fighting over last week's stunt gone wrong. Because of it, a tea party at Kick's home got ruined. The Kick and Gunther families have been old, close friends. A small matter turns into a big fight, breaking Kick and Gunther's friendship. They try to meet, but their families don't let them. Both try to find replacements for each other, only to realize a good friend is hard to find. Coincidentally, both meet at their secret base and start arguing. Gunther says Kick is the world's worst acrobat, and a fight breaks out. They both confess they missed each other a lot. They also resolve their family's feud, realizing they fought over a small issue, and everything returns to normal. In the next episode, the whole family is watching Tina sometime. Kick doesn't watch girls' shows, he finds it fake, useless, and silly, and those who watch it too. So he goes out to do manly work, meaning stunts. He then learns the show's lead heroine is also there to perform stunts. Something feels off to Kick. He later discovers the lead isn't doing the stunts, it's her double, Scarlett. Kick realizes Scarlett doesn't get the recognition Tina does, so he motivates her. Scarlett gets so motivated she quits the show. Things don't go as Kick expected. Without a stunt double, the show shuts down. Brianna loves the show, and she threatens Kick to fix the problem fast and bring Scarlett back. Kick tries hard to convince Scarlett, but she decides not to continue the show. In the end, Kick himself becomes Tina's stunt double. He does such a good job they want to hire him permanently. Scarlett doesn't like this, but Kick explains his compulsion. During their argument, they unknowingly perform an amazing stunt together, and Scarlett ends up with a new character of her own. As we know, Kick and Brad's relationship is so great that Brad never misses a chance to tease him. Suddenly Brad's behavior changes, he starts treating Kick very nicely. Why? Kick and Gunther investigate and find Brad is in love and has a girlfriend. Kick is shocked, he can't believe Brad could ever have a girlfriend, but he's happy, not because Brad found love, but because Brad will stop bothering him. His happiness doesn't last when he sees Kelly throw Brad's chocolates in the trash. Kick and Gunther dig into the mystery and learn Kelly is acting and plans to publicly humiliate Brad to become a cheerleader. Kick tries to warn Brad, but love blinds him. Kick decides he won't let his brother be humiliated and helps him. He not only saves Brad but also exposes Kelly's true intentions. In the next episode, during cleaning, Kick accidentally knocks a clock off Gunther's wall and breaks it while Gunther isn't there, who's waiting for Kick at the finish line. Kick quietly hangs the broken clock back on the wall and runs away. Later, he searches online and, seeing the price and his wallet size, falls silent. He must gather money, so he decides to rent himself out for a day. Kick's superfan Jackie marks 101 on him and hires him for a day. Jackie makes Kick do everything he likes, and the day goes well until she reveals her main task, marry me. Kick runs away and goes to Gunther. From a distance, he sees Gunther crying and thinks Gunther has found out about the broken clock. To collect money, Kick agrees to marry Jackie. But in reality, Gunther is crying because Kick didn't invite him to his wedding. Gunther shows up as Kick's best man. On the wedding day, Kick sees Gunther and tells him everything. Learning Kick is marrying for the clock, Gunther stops the wedding. The day ends, and Kick asks Jackie for the money. Jackie says all her money went into arranging things and she has nothing left. Later, Kick learns Gunther brought a Viking clock as a gift, he had plenty of such clocks anyway. In the next episode, the town's best karting spot, Go-Go Kart, opens. Kick seizes the chance to get his karting license. There's a rule, a minimum height requirement. Despite Kick's short height, the supervisor is ready to issue the license, but then gets a call that Brad is the new in charge for issuing licenses. Dad brings Kick's tax forms to get the license issued, but the business owner is replaced by Gordy. He brings in a new height rule, permanently bans Kick, and also gets Brad fired. Kick doesn't care about Gordy, but as he leaves, Gordy says he's much better than Go-Go Kart now, which really irks him. Gordy gives Kick one chance, and Kick sets a condition, if he wins, Brad gets his job back. Gordy agrees but adds a condition, Kick must race with the worst car. The race begins. In the end, Kick manages it and wins the race.
Sorry, Sonny. You came up short, and on second thought, tell your daddy the deal is off. I ain't selling my track.
Stupid car! Stupid computer!
Stupid driver.
In another episode, after a fight, Kick's room is destroyed. Dad moves Kick into Brad's room until his room is repaired, though something else is coming. Seeing Brad's filthy room and gross cushions, Kick loses his mind and can't stand it. He goes to ask Dad about his room, but Dad has customized the room for himself. Kick decides to get his room back. He cleans Brad's room spotless. Seeing this, Brad snaps, goes crazy, and fights with Kick again. This time Brad's room gets destroyed, the situation reverses, and Brad has to move into Brianna's room, while Kick gets his room back. In the next episode, a new Rock Callahan movie releases again. Kick still can't watch it, worse, it's sold out for 2 weeks. Then he sees Brad coming out of the theater. He asks how Brad watched it.
Octo Cup. I can see any movie anytime I want, courtesy of my good friend Pansy. I got access to a private 2-seat screening room. Later, Dillweed.
Brad, I gotta see Octo Cup. Can I borrow that car?
But Brad won't give him the pass. Later, Brad goes to the mall to meet his lifelong crush, April. Brad has liked April for a long time and tries to confess, but April never gives him a glance. Coincidentally, that day he's with Kick. Seeing Kick, April connects with him instantly. Brad seizes the moment and makes a deal with Kick. If Kick sets up a date with April, Brad will give him the golden pass. Kick agrees. They go on a date, Kick, Brad, and April. Kick takes them to his secret base and performs stunts. April is even more impressed and feels a stronger connection with Kick. Brad can't accept this and gives Kick a final warning. Then Kick coaches Brad on everything, and April starts to like Brad. As per the deal, Brad gives Kick the golden card. He then learns April is also a huge Rock Callahan fan and wants to see the movie, so Brad snatches the pass back, making Kick furious. Kick and Brad have a big fight. April sees Brad's true face and decides to go watch the movie with Kick instead. In another episode, Honey and Brianna leave for a pageant show, leaving the three boys at home. Kick is set to perform an amazing stunt from the roof, ending on an ice slide. He goes to the roof and catches Brad taking out his secret books.
You kept my secret tankini stash safe, Nomi. Good job. You're my best friend.
Your best friend is a lawn ornament?
A fight starts between Kick and Brad. Accidentally, the roof door slams shut, and the lever breaks as they try to open it. They decide to get Dad's help, but Harold, who had been secretly eating cookies on the roof, pops out. They decide to wait for Honey and Brianna to return and let them out. Then they hear Honey's message, they'll be late and will stay at a hotel overnight. Now the three must spend the night on the roof. Harold finds some chocolates and warm clothes. But Dad eats all the chocolates. They find an old camera and learn Harold used to be a cheerleader in college. Kick gets an idea. He spots a window, and they decide to climb onto each other like cheerleaders to reach it. After many attempts, Kick reaches the window and opens it only to find raccoons standing there. Those were what had been scaring Brad. In the end, they successfully get off the roof, and Honey and Brianna return the next day. In another episode, Harold brings home a new TV, and like in every home, a fight begins between Brad and Brianna over who will control it. To stop the fighting, Harold proposes an idea. Whoever wins a ping pong match between Brad and Brianna will get the remote. The match starts, and for the first time in his life, Brad wins something and comes first. But then Harold decides he will compete too. He used to be the best player in his time. Honey worries about Harold's decision because defeating him would require a bold, fast daredevil who could beat Harold easily. All three look at Kick. Kick isn't interested, but when Harold teases him, Kick decides to defeat him. Their match goes on for a long time and involves the whole town. In the end, Kick defeats Harold. Another episode begins with Kyle, Kick's cousin and biggest fan, coming to visit. Kick, exhausted after spending the whole night out, wants to sleep, but Kyle won't let him, constantly pestering him about who is Kick's biggest fan. To get rid of Kyle, Kick says Kyle is his biggest fan. Jackie overhears this. A fight starts between Kyle and Jackie about who's the biggest fan. To get rid of both, Kick suggests they organize a great party together, and afterward, he'll decide who's the biggest fan. The plan backfires. They keep disturbing Kick for every small detail, and he can't stand it. They annoy him so much he can't sleep anywhere. Finally, he tells them he just needs to sleep. They understand, cancel everything, and let him rest. In the end, Gunther arrives, and the three start arguing over who is Kick's best buddy. Now, talking about the last episode of Kick Buttowski, in the final episode, Kick becomes Rock Kellen, the hero who saves everyone from enemies. The city's biggest villain, the Dark One, is the worst and most dangerous villain, who wants to destroy the city unless Kick and Gunther, as ballistums, give him what he wants, then he'll spare the city. Kick and Gunther go to the Dark One's island disguised as Kendall, and an explosive fight begins. Kick defeats the Dark One. He wants to see the Dark One's face, so he removes the mask only to find it's his older brother, Brad. Kick's eyes open, and he realizes it was all just a dream. Hope this video was good. If it was, like, share, and comment what the next video should be about.